All right, all right, all right. I'm just letting come on in. Come on in. Riri says, come on, little more people come on in. Miss Woodchuck says, come on. Let come on, come on, come on. Put your glasses down. All right, cool. We're gonna get started in a second, you guys. I want to welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Wonderful weekend. Get it in, get it settled, get pen and paper. I got some things that's gonna release a lot of people. It's gonna release, and we always need those moments. I'm going to be on here for about 4 hours today, so just make sure that you're settled. You got everything that you need. Cupcakes, snacks, Chipotle, juice, Kool-Aid, whatever. Make sure that you are all settled. We're going to spend about 40 minutes really just going into a discussion that I think is pretty much well worth it. Well worth it, and it comes up way too often, and I wanted to make sure that I was in a position to share it with you. So what's up, everybody? Hey. I see. Hey, Juan, what's going on? Dale, it's been forever. What's up, Terrence? Angel. I haven't seen you in a little bit. We are due some time. And congratulations again. How many days of marriage is it now? I don't know if we lost count. Because you're giving me hope. You know, if you can give the countdown, I need to have how many days have you been married? Is it 368 days? Because I know it's at least 1 year right now. All right, so we are waiting no more. We're not waiting anymore. Hey, Stan, what's up, everybody? Make sure that you guys hit the share button. Please, I invite you to hit the share button because this is a topic that you just don't want to keep to yourself. It is that. So come on in. Make sure that you are hitting that button. Share. I appreciate it. Someone is needing this information, including myself, and I really wanted to just open up. And for those that may not know who I am, I'm Lorie Woodruff, and I'm going to lead the discussion tonight. Really a fun conversation. This will be recorded, so just in case if you can't keep all of it, you know, if you're driving or if you're not going to be able to look at the whole thing, I will be recording it. So if you need to go back and take a look at it later, certainly do that. But how many of you out there actually know what it truly takes to double or triple your income? How many? Double, triple, you know. If you made 40,000 last year, how do you know how to make 120 like that? You made 100,000 last year. Like 100,000 is not even a whole lot of money. Not in the Maryland and DC area. Like you need that just to wake up in the morning. It's like, okay, cool, rent's due. Now I need some more money for food. Think about that, and think about that when it comes to how many of you know what it really takes. The second thing is, if you've mastered a few skills, would you honestly do it? Would you honestly do it? So tonight, we're not selling anything. This is pure education. Keep your credit cards in your purse, ladies. And fellas, this is something where if mom and dad didn't teach this back in the day, then it's something that's going to at least help going forward, no matter how young we are. So today's topic is going to be about sneaky ways that you can make extra money, make more money. And it's not so much that we don't know how to make money. Like most of us have been making money since the age of 16, or maybe before that, for you young entrepreneurs. But the problem comes in more about multiplying it and making more of it. And that's really the gist of it. I'm going to go over a few things, and then at the end, I'm really going to hit you with three power punches. And make sure that that's something going this week, as the week is getting started, that you're really getting the week started out with, you know what, I didn't know that, and I could use that. I'm surrounded by a lot of great people that have poured into me. And it wasn't that I was born in real estate and I just knew everything that I was supposed to do. I've been working in real estate sales in Maryland and DC for 19 years. Years. Yeah, they put a ARRS in there. Years. And when you develop that, my mom and dad actually got me into the business. And my mother, I'd watch her and I'd watch, and from the back seat, I'd just be kind of watching, going into houses and dealing with different scenarios. But one thing she didn't show me, she showed me how to do paperwork. She showed me how to, put the papers all together the right way. But one thing she didn't show me is how to be an entrepreneur. She didn't show me how to master my money. She didn't show me how to master credit. And when it comes to those big conversations, we're big kids now. So a lot of those topics are necessary as we are in our real world. You know what I mean? So it's one thing to show houses and, oh, it's cute, and, oh, look at how many bedrooms it is. It's more than that. It's more of a business. It's more of a business. So many of you, when you're thinking about, well, I know how to make money, that's great. But what have you actually mastered as far as the skill set to make sure that even if that career were to go away, heaven forbid, even if the government were to shut down again, what would happen if inflation were just to keep going and going and going? What are you going to do to master your money? 2003, for those that might be in real estate, Angel, Aaron, I don't know if you've experienced it because it was a little bit before your time, but in 2003, y'all, life was like a roller coaster. It was just up, and it was up, and it was up. My girlfriends and I would be going to nowhere and just renting a limo just to go up the street. We would be getting a lot of expensive things. $20,000-$30,000 a month in income wasn't a big deal. That was a norm. And that's like 2003. So you're just thinking of everything about real estate was liquid. You would think everything in that market was totally liquid, and everything was not. And when it comes down to, well, the market is up, my expenses are up. Now, all of a sudden, it's time to shift things around. The market had to turn around. And about a week and a half ago, I did a quick video on just some realness that I was giving you guys. And it was just giving you some points of what was happening. 2003, 4, 5, real good. But then the market shifted around. And if you've been following real estate, or you have some properties that you unfortunately couldn't keep in real estate, you knew the market went up and then it went down. That was a roller coaster that went down, right? And when you go through that, again, when you're not used to being an entrepreneur, you're not knowing how to master money, master credit, guess what has to happen? You don't get to master too much. And during that time period, I had suffered through depression. I didn't know it. I had lost my home. I had to move out. And money was just, it wasn't $30,000 a month. Let me tell you that much. It was not like that. And when you go through that, it's brand new. And for many of you out here, you might have gone through that, so you can say, you know what, I can relate to that. But when you go through that, it's an experience to know, I don't want that to happen again. I don't want friends and families and close friends of mine to ever have to go through that. So you start changing things. You start changing your environment. You start changing the way you look at things, and you start changing the way you spend money and invest money on everything. So from that time period, 2007 was more of a financial crisis. 2009, 10 was more of a personal crisis. And from that point, when you have that marriage of things that are going down, you have to learn to adjust quickly, or life will take you out. And that's how depression starts in, and that's how a lot of people go through anxiety, and that's how they go through a lot of moments of darkness. So I don't want to go too deep into all of that, but I just wanted to kind of give you the background as far as why is she so passionate? Like, why is she even talking about money the way she is? What is she trying to sell? We're trying to sell real estate. It's just pure education. Because if I've been through a financial disaster, personal disaster, I want you to share that with me. And so I want to make sure that my folks, you all, have enough information. And as I said, I'm going to leave you at the end with 3 heavy tips that you can begin to start getting your money right. Your ish needs to be straight. It needs to be straight. And this, when I say sneaky ways, I'm not talking about stealing it from anyone. I'm talking about taking what's rightfully yours. I'm talking about what's taking what most people think they don't deserve access to. All right. So today I'm in real estate. I've authored 2 books already, praise God. And those books were about unleashing your irresistibility and the extraordinary makeover, as far as making over. And that book was a collaboration of women, 18 different stories of their bounce back. So all of this was just recovery. So all of this is really just here to share and help someone that might be listening to this on the line to just say, yo, it might be a moment where you might need this kind of information going forward. So really, while we're here tonight, we're not stealing from anybody. We're not going to steal from anybody tonight. But as I said, we are going to take what's rightfully ours. We're going to learn how to take it and keep it. Yes, let's start making up words, because you can. You know, when you become very wealthy, you can make up words whatever you want. And I'm working on that, everything I want. So one, we're going to talk about ways to, sneaky ways to make extra, to make more of it. All right. And hear me when I say, you are already intelligent at whatever line of work that you do. You don't think big enough. I know that because I coach individuals, men and women, and they think very small. They think, I can't do this. I'm just not qualified for this. And I'm here to tell you, you can do all things. You can do it. It's just a matter of stepping out of that little zone called the comfort zone, get out of that one, and actually bouncing out and actually saying and declaring everything that you want. All right. Two, we're going to talk about developing ways to get more time freedom back. The time freedom simply is you are making all this money. You're making all this money, but you don't have time when Michelle or Ray Ray calls you to go out to do anything, right? You can't do it because you got to work. And if you knew a way that you could still make that money, multiply it while you're at work, those are the kind of things that we want to really talk about as far as dreaming bigger and doing bigger things. And then we're going to create that option to create that lifestyle that you really want, the rock star lifestyle that you really want. So before we get started on this magical evening, I want to again thank everybody who's on the line. I see you. Make sure that you guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit the share button. My birthday is coming up on the 28th, so I am asking you, please, go ahead. You can share it. You can share it. One thing I did want to do is really just talk to here. Now, I didn't do YouTube tonight, so if you're on YouTube, I did not connect it there. So you're going to be here on Facebook until further notice. I'm sorry. That's where you are. That's where we are. Again, I just wanted to reintroduce myself for those that may not know who I am. I'm Lorie Woodruff, real estate entrepreneur for the last 19 years, host of a platform called Lorie TV, and it is on YouTube. And if you take a look at YouTube, those were shows really geared towards buyers, sellers, investors, entrepreneurs, people in my field. And a lot of the videos are just silly things that I may come up with, and educational things, and just kind of marrying them all into one. So sometimes I just don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to be educational in the long run. In the long run, you're going to learn something out of it. If not, laugh. But that's what I like to do. I've authored 2 books, Unleash Your Irresistibility and the collaboration book that we did that was just released this year, The Extraordinary Makeover. And those, you definitely can connect with me and pick any of those up for your week reading or your weekend reading. Make sure that we connect. So if you haven't got one already, Amazon does have them, but if you need a hard copy, signed copy, you let me know. You let me know. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? The truth hurts. Truth hurts. The truth really hurts. And I really wanted to have a reflection for many people who, when we talk about money, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. There's going to be a moment when money could run out. There's going to be an opportunity in life where you're going to see, I went to school, I have a degree, and why am I getting only retail opportunities? Why am I not getting paid what I deserve? Why am I not getting paid what I want? Now, as much as I love Walmart, if anybody works at Walmart, I shop at Walmart. So I'm not bigger than the store. But what I'm saying is, the point is, are you getting paid what you really deserve? Think about it. When most people come out of college, 60% of the people are not even working in the field that they went to school for. So as you get older, we're a little bit more disposable because we've got technology taking over. We've got a lot of technology, younger individuals overseas. A lot of those things are taking jobs. Robots are taking jobs. And now if you go into McDonald's, stores, they really don't want people interaction too much. You go over there, you key your order in. I go in there and get a fish fillet sandwich sometimes. So I do understand how this works. So I'll go in there and I'll get it. And I'm like, they're disposing of people little by little. So you have to understand what is going on with the money. And are you getting paid what you deserve? Now, this is a joke for many people thinking, well, I got retirement coming, no problem. When I leave my job, I'm going to be okay. If you live anywhere in the Maryland, D.C. area, please tell me if retirement is even an option if you are making $1,680 a month, even $2,000 a month. And we wonder why our parents and grandparents are still, never having to leave the home, simply because this is just enough just to take care of insurance, maybe a cell phone bill, and electricity. So if you, in this example is based off of someone making 47 grand a year, you're not going to make the same amount of money when you retire. So if we're already scrapping off of what we do make, how is it we're going to live off of 40% of that? So another thing to think about is retirement, and how are we going to make it? Are you going broke simply trying to live? Y'all, keeping up with the Joneses is expensive. I don't know who the Joneses were or how they even came about, but don't be like them. Don't be like them. They're an expensive group of people. And I'm telling you that. For those that are just coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit the share button if you haven't already. It's my birthday gift. It is my birthday gift. This is the money conversation that somebody needs to hear about. Thank you. Hey, Astralita. Hey, Angela. What's up, Brian, Daniel, Cornelius, Tony? I see you guys out there. I want you to think about this, and here's your salary. I want you to think about your salary right now. Your salary right now is typically not what you're bringing in. So you're excited. It's first day of your interview. They like you. They want you to work there. And they say, look, we're ready for you August 1st. And here's your offer letter, okay? And your salary is right at the top. And you're looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, I got benefits, Weight room is downstairs. Chipotle's right down the street. Bam, I've arrived. This is a great job. Until you start to really get checks, and then things are a little bit different. All right. Let's break down the annual. And I'm just going to break down $100,000 just because it's easier for me to count. $100,000 is not the net amount that we get home. Now, of course, on that offer letter they're giving us, it says $100,000. You're like, yeah. But wait, there's more. 10% of that, well, 30% of that, excuse me, is going straight out the door just for good old inflation. Good old inflation. You gotta give that out there. And if you're thinking about taxes, yeah, that is that 30%. 30% is going to pay taxes. There's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about that. FICA, city tax, federal tax, all those taxes that we can't get around, 30% is going just for that. Now, when we talk about debt, many of us have loans, car loans, student loans, payday loans, all of those loans, that's another 30% that goes out the door. All right? Something basically you don't see. So that's basically working 3 months and just, boom, nothing. It goes to someone else. The other 30% is taking care of big businesses that are out there. Big businesses are every month, something is tugging at our wallet like it's tugging on this man on the screen right here. So I want you to start from January, like this time of year, August, people are, well, July, we just went through, folks are going back to school. August, back to school. 4th of July, excuse me, wasn't July. September, you've got Labor Day. October, what's going on in October, y'all? Halloween. And you can always tell the difference when you go into Target or Walmart. You can kind of tell the difference of the stores of what's going on. November, what's going on? Y'all are eating, we're going to the grocery store, Thanksgiving, and we're getting ready for what? Black Friday. Trickle into the end of the year, you got a lot of holiday parties going on, Christmas, Hanukkah, you got a lot of holiday parties going on, and they're getting you ready for the first of the year. So you got to make sure you got to get your outfit right, ladies, gentlemen. January comes around, you got the first of the year, bam, New Year's. February, Sweetheart's Day. You better get your sweetheart something because the stores want you to buy something. March, you got what? March Madness. April Fools, spring, Mother's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is in May. June, not only is it my daddy's birthday month, but June, you've got Father's Day. July, big month, not only because it's my birthday, but July, you've got the 4th of July. So you tell me every month, is there, and that doesn't even include birthdays, people's anniversaries, weddings, all of that. That big business that keeps tugging at our wallet is another 30%. So let's calculate how much money we really have at the end of the year, truly, after our good boss gave us $100,000 was the salary. 90% has gone out for taxes, big businesses, and debt, and we can't stop that. So now that leaves us with what? $10,000. $10,000. And we wonder why we're robbing Peter to pay Paul and all those guys. Why are payday loans so rampant? Why are the rates so high? Why are we having to borrow just to simply live? Why are we living on credit cards? This is the reason why this topic tonight is super important, because if we're left with about 10% of our income, how do we make that grow? Even if we are left with that amount, how do we multiply that to make that more? Okay? So I hate to be the burden of news, but it's reality. And as we get older, it's not like I'm sharing something brand new. It's just that the money is going to go somewhere. I'd rather it stay with you and your family. So before we go into this topic tonight, I'm not going to be here long, maybe another 20, 30 minutes. And then I really want you to focus on these 3 tips before we get out of here. Hey, Will, what's going on? Hey, Warren. I wanted to make sure that mindset is always clear. The conversations, whenever we talk about money, we talk about big boy and big girl conversations. It's not lightly that we take these conversations, but you need to be in a certain mindset, motivated, self-motivated, really. Are you decisive? Are you teachable? Are you disciplined? And are you committed to making a change? If you answer yes to these, then moving forward with options is easy for you. It's very simple for you. There are 3 things that I really wanted to go over tonight. And then I wanted to invite you to another free class that I have coming up on Wednesday. All right. And that'll go a little bit more deeper. Everybody wanted to just think about these 3 things, and I wanted you to take out a pen and paper if you can. I don't have them that's going to be written on the screen, but these are the things that's going to set you apart going forward for the rest of the year. They may seem very small things to you, but these are things that I've been coached by mentors around the world and been very thankful to be at the feet of those individuals who can say, I want you to do better. I want to see you do better. And with all of the things that I've been going through as far as the downfalls, the lessons learned, I'm not going to say that I'm at the worst place ever. I'm still climbing up, but I'm still climbing and bringing other people with me. And that's the biggest thing, is I don't want to do this by myself. If I'm going to be moving and moving to different levels, guess what? Those self-motivated, those decisive, the teachable, the disciplined, the committed are coming with me. All right. So for those that are looking to learn and do that, put a 1 and let me know you're still there. Throw me some 1s up. If that's you, let me know, because I only want to give these secrets out to those that are open, to those individuals that are totally open. Anybody? Willie? Will? Because these are the things that's really going to set the next couple of months different. We have school is going to start soon. Are you going to be ready when I need comes across the table? I need money for books. I need money for housing. I need money for food. All of that. Yeah, thank you guys. And when you start getting involved with, well, how am I going to get this done? The how is not so much what you want to focus on. You really want to focus on, what do I need to get done and when? What do I need to get done and when? So if you are taking notes, this is the time to take total notes. Now, I always thought that this was good, Irvin. Awesome. I thought that this was super funny. My mother had somehow come up with my 4th grade report card. And I didn't like really going to school, but if you could tell, I didn't start out that well. Went to a Catholic school. She was a school teacher, so I could not get away with too much stuff back then. If you know how the quarters and grading is, you got 4 quarters, right? And you've got first quarter, second, third, and fourth. So first quarter, y'all, I did bad. I did not bad, but I was cutting up because I just didn't understand what this 4th grade world was all about. Like, I was fresh off of 3rd grade, so I just didn't know what to expect. So my mother probably kicked my butt a little bit, and homework was at an all-time high. Second quarter got a little bit better. Yo, I was good in spelling, if not anything else. If you all want to give me anything to spell and correct, I will be a great spell checker for you. What else? What did I do bad in? Science. Didn't do too good in science. Didn't do too good in that. Religion. See where I am now. English. Not too bad. 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. What happened was what happened was I was learning, I paid attention, I adopted a little bit more of homework skill, did a little bit more extra credit, and boom, by the end of that year, I averaged out with a B. I say all that to tell you the way that you begin is not the way that you're going to end anything. If you apply yourself and you're motivated, you're decisive, you're teachable, you're disciplined, and you're committed, these will definitely start out one way. And then if you are completing the task like you need to be, then you want to complete it a different kind of way. All right. The grade doesn't matter when you go for a job interview. If I went to that same job interview and I was like, all right, $100,000, great. But I made B's and A's for my report card. The boss is going to be like, that doesn't matter here. We need to see your skill set. Like, what can you do? And they don't really care about that. Now, if you have a skill set, barbers have a skill set, tax preparers have a skill set, foreign exchange or anybody who does stocks or trading, that's a skill set. Teachers, skill set. Hairstylists, skill set. That can't be taken away from you. That can't be taken away from you. You know, going to school, that's great to keep you in formation. Hello. But it's not the information necessary for you to really prosper and move forward, going forward in life. Yes, yes, and yes to that. So when we talk about money, let's talk about the way that we were taught money may not necessarily be the way that we need to further our education in money. Yes or yes? Because our parents did the best that they could. My mother and father did the best that they could. It's not that I grew up in a bad household and they taught me bad things, but I wasn't taught the skill set necessary to multiply money. I wasn't taught the best way to balance a checkbook. I wasn't taught the best way to repair and keep my credit together. That wasn't taught. That had to be taught at a later point in life. So as we start talking about money, ladies and gentlemen, many of you are already in one of these quadrants. And no one better can really talk about that than the cash flow quadrant than Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author. And I'm sure you guys have seen him on YouTube and different, maybe he comes in town and does different events on money. The 4 ways we make money. First quadrant says the employees. The second quadrant on the left is self-employed. On the right-hand side of that quadrant is a business owner. And at the bottom is the investor. Now, let's focus on what most people know most. Most people know about the employee quadrant. 60% of the population lies there. Of course, I started there. A lot of people start there. You're exchanging hours for dollars. Just like that boss who said your job is worth $100,000, $50,000, whatever it is. That's what the position pays. Do you want it or not? So there's a ceiling capped on it. And actually you pay the most in taxes with that employee quadrant. Nothing wrong with that. Happy and grateful to have people that are in the employee quadrant. Be thankful for that. When you're exchanging that time, you're leaving the house when it's dark, and sometimes you're coming back and it's dark. But as far as taxes are concerned, you're paying about 28 to 33% of your income just to go to taxes. All right, so let's trickle down. You start feeling yourself a little bit more, and you're like, yo, I don't want this job anymore. I want to be my own boss. Y'all know how y'all do it. I want to be my own boss. You know what I'm saying? Riri comes out. So now, self-employed, you are now self-employed. Those are the hairstylists, the barbers, the real estate agents, all right? The financial educators. All of those individuals, even though they're making money, the problem is they don't have the time to enjoy it. 35% of the population lies in that population there. Now you're going to pay less in taxes, a little bit less. You're not going to be paying as much as the employees are, but you're going to notice about 23% of your income is going to go strictly towards taxes. All right. Now let's follow over to the business owner side. And one person can actually fall into all of these categories. I know some individuals who actually are in those all categories. Business owners, you shine a different kind of way because you understand leverage. You understand leverage. So now you're getting into the field where you've got managers, CEOs, employees working underneath you to keep the business moving. You could be out at the park. You could be with your family in Dubai. You could be at the golf course. But they understand and they have systems working for them. 4% of the population lies there. Now, what most people fear most is this right side of the quadrant. Most will not come over to this side of the quadrant because they fear, well, there's not a paycheck here. There's not any security here. I don't know about this side. I wasn't taught this side because the left side is what was mainly taught to individuals, right? Most people go to job. Go get out of here and get yourself a job. Go to college and get out of here and get married. That's typically the way it was taught. But the wealthy show their family members and their children, you want to be an investor. You want money working for you when you go to sleep and you wake up because of the investments that you put in place, that you wake up and that money is multiplied. That money is multiplied. All right? So they're not worried about what they feel they're worth. They work and make that money come back to them. There's a difference. So if I were to invest $100, $500, that money needs to come back to me in a different form with some commas in it. You feel me? And that's the reason why that quadrant is talked about least in a lot of households. And you'll see that you're going to pay the least amount in taxes there. So about 15% of your income is derived as an investor. But they have time. They've got the money, all right? They didn't always get there. I'm not saying it's always easy street, but that is who I mainly focus on now, is working with the business owners and the investors from this side. For the last 2 years, I've been working alongside business owners, everyday individuals, really showing them how to get into the position of owning a business and trading in the foreign exchange market. It's a skill set. Okay, so we're not going to go deep into that tonight, but that's something, if you want to know a little bit more about how that works, we can talk about that. As I got into real estate 19 years ago, there was nothing about foreign exchange, the stock market, or anything about Bitcoin. Like, none of that was even on my table at all. 2 years ago, actually next month will be 2 years exactly, was the moment where I was introduced to the foreign exchange market. I didn't know anything about it, y'all. I was all about houses, equity, sell this, buy this. I was all about that. But in actuality, the foreign exchange market is the same thing. It's always about buying and selling, buying and selling. And all I had to do was remember what happened in 2007, 8, and 9. I can't have that happen again. I cannot have that happen again. And through the coursework of working through other options, I don't have a job. I don't have an employer to give me that satisfaction of that offer letter. So I had to learn how to create income, multiply it all through this right here, through cell phone and through the computer right here. And so that's something that a lot of people are learning how to do. And so if that's something you want to get more information on, business owners, you have to make sure that you are not balling backwards in your business. If you have a family, if you're by yourself, we can't be in that Walmart position. We can't be with the pockets out like that. There's got to be some other skill set that you can learn. And if I could learn it, if y'all know, I am not the quickest learner ever, 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 ever. Don't worry about what you see on the internet, all right? Because what you see is what I let you see. And that's everybody else. So it's not just about everything is going to be so peachy and easy. It's a skill set that you want to learn. You want to learn this because, again, your income at some point is going to go backwards. What are you going to do in order to make sure that that money is always on the up and up? So I wanted to open up your mind and end with these 3 things for you. You guys still with me? Hey, Lisa. Hey, Reginald. Are you all ready for your 3 tips? Because I don't want this to happen to you guys where you think your report cards and I did all these wonderful big things in college and school. I did all these things. What you need is here. This is what you need in order to do well. This is all you need to get started. Right here, this is probably the biggest part that a lot of people have problems with. And I only work with people who are self-motivated, decisive, teachable, disciplined, and committed, because I can walk beside you and help you, but I'm not going to be pulling you. I'm not going to be pulling you, and our team is not going to be doing the same thing. And so again, I'll send you information on that bonus information. Wednesday, we actually have something coming up where I'll invite you to that if it is something where you wanted to get more free information on our masterclass. We're bringing that back just for one day only. The masterclass is going to be on Wednesday, 8 p.m., and it's going to run quick for about 2 hours. In that class, what I'm going to do is go deep into naked charts. Yes, no, we're not going to be naked. We're going to go into naked charting so you can really see behind the scenes, what does it look like for a forex trader? I don't trade stocks, so we're not talking about that. But the skill set is what I'm sharing with you on Wednesday. We'll talk about how to get that information, how to get registered for that after I get you these tips. All right, I want you to get what you came for, because you're like, all right, I need these sneaky ways to make money. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Drum roll. Lisa, are you ready? Daniel, ready? Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. All right, if you say so. That's one person ready. Even though this is recorded, I want to make sure that everybody's in tune with these helpful tips to get things started. And these are, as I said, these tips were, I have them in the mornings. Deesh Dixon and I, we do a daily prayer call, inspiration call. Many of you have been on that. Many of you maybe have heard the replay. And ever since February, that has been something that has been a calling to make sure that assignment has been completed. So 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, you're going to get that inspiration call. And what that's helping with a lot of individuals is really just kind of going back to life school. Going back to life school to get those educational tips and tricks of what to do to be a better person. How do I become just the best version of myself? And those tricks are really there for that. So if you haven't tuned in already, I invite you to check it out on Monday through Friday. You'll see those on my Facebook page and in the stories as far as the phone number of where to call. It's the same phone number every single time. All right, so 3 things. Here we go. The 3 things that I've found that are going to help one make more money. And Daniel, you actually had got started. We got you started this weekend on this. But number 1 is I really want you to start thinking bigger. And before you get into that, you're going to start thinking of, if my life had no problems with money, no problems with money, if I had an unlimited amount of money, I want you to feel like right now what that feels like. If you had just all the money in the world to do whatever you want, whenever you want it, and with whomever. The number 1 thing you're going to do is you're going to list out 100 things that you're going to be able to get done with money. 100 things. You write them out. And don't just say, I want a house, I want a car. be so specific with what kind of car, what year is the car, what color is the car, all right? What kind of house? 4 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 8 bedrooms. How many bedrooms is it? Where is it located? If you want to start a foundation, if you want to own a jet, like be big. Don't just think of wherever your payroll takes you to next Friday. You have unlimited amounts of money. All right? How you guys feel about that? Write out. And I'm not just saying just think about it. I say write it out. Pen, paper. Write it. I think I'm up to about 70 because I'm doing this exercise for the second time. You want to write it out. Your mind's going to recognize more and pick up more when you do that. Now, the first thing you may want to do is close your eyes and just really visualize what these things really look like. If you start thinking about what the house looks like, what kind of tiles are on the floor, what kind of doors do you have in your new home, what kind of new car do you have, how do the seats really feel, what kind of clothes have you now started to buy? You on 57? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You got 43 more to go. You want to think about what kind of foods are you now going to start eating? Where are you going to start eating? You are not going to always eat at Chipotle. You're not always going to eat at Applebee's. All right? As much as I love Chipotle, I know I'm still going to be faithful. But my taste buds are definitely going to change. You just can't go back. A rubber band stretches. And that's all you're doing is you're stretching. You cannot go back to your same shape. It's as simple as that. So what you're going to do is think about where you're going to go. Think about what you're going to have. Think about who's going to be there with you. What you're not going to focus on is how all those things are going to get done. You're not going to focus on that part so much yet. So that's your dream mode. I really want you to always stay in dream mode, because the more that you stay in dream mode, the more that you will begin to connect from your creation. Because you have to create it first in your mind before you can see it. You got to see it before you can see it. You got me? Everything that you can manifest everything happening around you, a mess or a miracle. It's up to you on what you are talking about. If you're always talking about, I'm broke, I don't have enough money till Friday, I ain't never going to find a man, I'm not going to find a woman, I'm not going to be able to do all this, then that's what you just invited in the door, and that's what stays put. You have to be super, super careful with what you say. If you see the 5-bedroom home, it's stone, it's double black doors on the front, well, actually it's glass doors on the front, then that's what you see. If you begin to see that you have a chef cooking you food every other day in the kitchen, you can see him or her. I just saw him, so it was like magical in my kitchen. All right. If you have a driver, what does he or she look like? All right. If you have a basement that's all decked out with the theater room, the workout room, all of that, what does that look like? You got to create it here. And this is all done so that you can start to manifest and see this happen into the natural. Because we just can't think, I've arrived, I'll make the money. Well, how did you create it first? You didn't create it first. You're not going to have it. You're never going to have it. You have to create it in your mind first. So, first thing is, make sure that you are writing out 100 things that you would do with money. I was telling Dan is my best test, because he's on 57 right now. You're probably going to be around 30 or 40, and you're going to be like, I can't think of anything else to do. Stretch yourself. Just stretch yourself, because you're thinking of where you are in your situation right now. So start to stretch yourself bigger. The second thing is to develop a skill. Develop a skill, because you're going to have some kind of engine, some kind of transportation to take those thoughts to make them a thing. Again, you've got hairstylists, you've got businesses out there. You've got the foreign exchange market. Whatever you decide to do, not something that you got your grades in, something that you're getting paid in, something that rewards you with a check, with a comma in several spots. Oh, you just found one more now, Dan? Make sure that you're not just relying on it. And that goes for those that have children going to school. Nothing wrong with college. Probably got the best lessons in parties. I probably got the best lessons in pizza. And I really don't remember too much after that. College was not my best footprint for my education. It's not to say that college doesn't work for everyone, because everyone has different fields that they go in. I just knew at an early age I was going to be an entrepreneur. And so from that point, I didn't want to raise my hand anymore. So I was just being a little defiant. But you have to figure out at that point, what is my skill set and what can I sharpen? What can I be better with in order to make those dreams happen on that 100 sheets of paper? If you're not writing them out, you're not motivated, you're not committed, all right? You're not disciplined, you're not moving in that same space that's going to help you get those things to happen in the natural sense. That makes sense? Okay. So when we're talking about those things, you've got your 100 things to do with money. Write it out. You can own a Dunkin' Donuts. You can buy a Subway. You can do it all. The jet can have your name on it. It's your money. It's your money. The second thing is you want to develop a skill set. Develop a skill set, ladies and gentlemen, and teach your children to develop a skill set. Cooking, workshop. A lot of those things were taken out of school, and I know I had them when I was in high school, but are they doing that now to teach the millennials how to attach to things in the household? Shop, cooking, sewing, are those things even taught anymore? So any kind of skill set. And the last thing is, number 3, these are the sneaky ways to make money. You think that it had to be so robust and so big, when it's actually the small things that you do on a small day-to-day basis that make it gigantic. Be relentless about it. Be relentless. Don't stop thinking about it. One of the things that we have done is a vision board. And in my office, I actually have a vision board. I have 2 of them. And they have started to move. It's starting to move now, and now it just takes on the whole wall. And when you think about what kind of things do you want to see manifest in the natural, you have got to visualize what is it that you need to see. What does your husband or wife look like? What does the car look like? What kind of attributes are you looking for in your next business? All of those things you need to see. What does your house look like? All of those things you need to have visually in front of you. You're not going to get what you want just because you're cute. You're going to get to wherever you're going next in life simply because of who you are. All right? If you are a sharper person, you're going to attract sharper people around you. If you're lazy and you don't want to do too much, then you're going to attract lazy people around you. Think about law of attraction. Think about it. Think about it. So being relentless simply means I'm focused on these 100 things every single day. I'm looking at them. I'm manifesting. I'm creating. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. And I'm putting in the work with my skill set in order to make these things happen. It's not just going to be, well, I want it and God's just going to give it to you. If it's in His will, it will match each other and it will marry itself and it will be yours. But you've got to put the work in. And that's where your skill set comes into play. My question to you is, what is your skill set? What is your skill set that you are doing that's making those 100 things pop up? Questions. Questions. Anybody have questions? Hey, what's going on, Lenny? Did you guys get something out of the tips that I was sharing? Most of the coaching classes I have with individuals, with men and women, we go deeper into that. We go a little bit deeper into the visual part of it, because you have got to be able to be masters of that. You just can't just say, well, I want a Tesla, and it's just going to be like out front. What did you do to put the work in? What did you do behind the scenes that nobody can really see to make that happen? You got to put the work in. You got to put the skill set in. Who are you helping? Are you giving? There's a formula involved. So as I promised, I'm not going to keep you guys on here long, but I wanted to make sure that you got that. Now, for those that are looking to figure out what kind of skill set can I do and what are you talking about with this foreign exchange market, I want to welcome you to a class that I'm having. It's like a boot camp class on Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up. And that's going to be an opportunity for you to get a little bit more behind the scenes to see how individuals are making profits, daily profits in the foreign exchange market. All right. There have been times where I was not selling a home. There has been times when settlement has been pushed or not even going at all. And that's thousands of dollars that I did not even get on that particular transaction. So you're thinking, well, how the hell are you surviving if your income is all attached to a transaction? Well, skill set. Skill set. You got to have something else working that is going to reward you. I could sit on my couch. I could sit in Starbucks. And because of the skill set that I've learned to master when to buy a particular trade, currency trade, when to sell it, I could still make money when my clients aren't buying or selling a property. Y'all are buying houses every day. You understand that. So real estate agents, whatever, we're grateful when it happens. Trust me. But there's got to be something else that's being worked on a daily basis to reward you for those pockets of, hey, we didn't make it to settlement. Or, I decided just to keep renting. Well, $1,100 has been my biggest day. Can you lose money? Yep. If you don't know what you're doing, absolutely. Can you get too greedy? Will, why don't you answer that question? Yes, I think if he's still on the line. Yeah, anybody who's been in the trading space with us, can you lose money? Sure. Can you gain money though? Yes. And that is what we're really going to be showing individuals Wednesday. It's a free class. This is not a class I do often free, because most people who are motivated, committed, and disciplined, they already see the vision and they're ready to rock and roll. But what I wanted to do was make sure that this kind of class was available for those that need to test drive it a little bit to see what does it look like. Yes, I need help with student loans. Yeah, I need help with my down payment. Yes, I need to help clear up my credit and pay this debt off. Yeah, I need to help get this vacation started without pulling into my retirement. Yeah, I need to start my retirement. Yes, I need to take care of my children going to school this fall. If any of those situations match what you're talking about in life, then I hope to see you on this masterclass. This masterclass is going to be 2 hours. As I said, I'm going to give you my all on what it really takes to be living the lifestyle that you really want. And it's only going to be 1 day. So you see in the link says 5 day. We used to do it as a 5 day. I'm doing it as a 1 day. 1 day. So we got each other for about 2 hours on Wednesday. And that's really going to give you the opportunity to see and test drive it. If that is something that you like to do and look into trading and like to be in your footies and work and still make money, great. We welcome you. We welcome you to be there. Otherwise, for those that are trading already, you can come back on and just kind of get a refresher and just kind of get some tips on just some basic things, just basic. We're just going to go basic. We've got traders all around the world that are doing amazing things. They don't always just look like me and you. They are young, they're older, they still have their job. They're not spending a whole lot of money. When you start to learn this skill, you're going to be able to test drive it with free money first. free money first. When you get the skill set down and you're ready to trade Bitcoin and regular currency, then you're going to be able to see the benefit of opening up in a live account with as little as 50 bucks. We're showing people how to turn $200 into a six-figure account. We have some real estate investors that are doing this to build up their portfolio so they can be the bank. They can have a line of credit instead of going and borrowing the money. Be the lender and not the borrower. Comes out better that way, all right? So when you take a look at all of those options that are available, wow, now I can start living, relaxing, paying for things in advance. And all of those 100 things that you wanted on that list, now you can start checking them off. I did that. I did that. I did that. And how? Simply because you developed a skill set that no one can take away from you. No boss can ever limit you and tell you what you would make. There's endless money. I can never say how much can you make because I don't know. It's unlimited amounts. And we're also going to show you, let me show you one last thing before I let you guys rock and roll. Once you go to the site to get registered, this is everything that we're going to go over in 2 hours. Like I said, it's a crash course. We're going to go over the basics of cryptocurrency, regular basic currency. We're going to set up, for those that are interested, you're going to set up a free trading account right on your phone. How to develop the right mindset. Trading techniques for the busy person. These are the skill sets that keep you paid, y'all. This is not something a job is ever going to reward you with. You're going to learn trade tips and how to place them for profit. You're going to hear some more testimonials actually on that day and success stories of people who are doing it well. And there are some apps that we actually have that allow you to receive trade alerts, from the experts, put them in your phone, and you can go right back to work. So we have plenty of people who are doing that right at work. So don't despise the fact that, oh, do I have to stop doing what I'm doing? No, people who are in college, people who are at their desk are trading and making the money that they need. No need to be all flashy about it because they're taking care of their business. They're taking care of their 100 things. They're taking care of their 100 things. So also what we're going to do is you're going to be connected to a community of us that will show you every step of the way of how it needs to get done. You're not going to be by yourself. But as I shared 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about buying or selling currency. None of it. But that's something that if you are willing, you're motivated, and you're disciplined, and you're teachable, if you're coachable through all that, and you know something has got to change, and you can't just do these 100 things by yourself, it's not going to just jump off the page. You have to create some kind of skill set that's going to allow those things to come and be birthed. Got it? Got it. So Wednesday, make sure that you are getting on that link, because if you're not on there, that's the free opportunity. So I don't know how much more I can give you more than free 99. But Wednesday, we're going to go for about 2 hours, and that will give you the indication if that is something where you wanted to join that community. Then we can give you more information on how that's done. It costs thousands of dollars for someone to do that. If Robert Kiyosaki was in town or any other trading school were to get hold of you, that's at least $7,000, $12,000, $22,000 or more. And we'll talk about ways to get that, all of that education for under $210. $225. Give you some tax, you know. But either way, you won't be paying anything with a comma in it. Trust and believe that. So that's going to be what I wanted to discuss with you, was really get your mind right. We all need to get our mind right. And once we start thinking big, you're going to feel bigger. You're going to feel better that you even gave yourself permission to do that. So give yourself permission to expand. Write it out tonight before you go to bed. Write out what are your 100 things that you would do with money. Money is not an issue. Money is not an issue. There's unlimited amounts. What would you do with it? Where are you going to go? Who are you going to go with? And just want you to stretch past your W-2 or your 1099 right now. The second thing is to make sure, if you haven't already, develop some kind of skill set to allow those 100 things to even work in the first place. Because they're not just going to work by itself with the W-2 position. It's always going to be a cap. We've already broken down. 30% goes out for taxes, 30% goes out for debt, and another 30% goes out the door of our salary just for big business. So if we're just living off of 10% off the salary, where's the rest of the money to take care of the dreams that you have on that piece of paper? Exactly. You've got to bring something else into the table. Is it going to be work? Yep. Being broke is work too. So which one do you want to participate with? Which one? I'm tired of being broke. I've done that already. I'm trying to do something new. I'm trying to bring y'all with me as well. All right? There's no recruiting. There's no selling involved. What I'm sharing with you, this is simple skill set. It's a simple skill set. If that's all you're worried about, then no problem. All right? But keep your mindset open. The third thing is be relentless about it. As much as you think about eating dinner, as much as you think about you got to get to that club, as much as you think about I got to get to there by 5 p.m., I want you to be relentless about your own future the same way. We take care of everybody else. But when it comes down to take care of ourselves, that's where the problem lies. And we put ourselves on the back burner. So it's time to put ourselves up. Give yourself permission to give yourself permission for the rest of the year to do what you need to do to make it happen. So I'm going to put this back up on the screen. As far as the enrollment, make sure that you're registering there with the bit.ly. Make sure that it is spelled exactly the way it is there. Capital F, capital D, and capital M. Make sure you copy it that same way. Once you do that, you're going to be registered and you will get all the information necessary for the class on Wednesday. Wednesday's class is going to be very phenomenal for a lot of people. So I welcome you guys. Lorie Woodruff, for those that are just listening to this for the very first time, these were the sneaky ways to make more money. There's always more. Understand, these are just a little bit, but I've had some folks pour into me, and these were the tips that really can get your engine started. These are the tips that can really get things started so that you can stop thinking small and start thinking bigger, way bigger, because you're worth it. You have to be reminded that you're worth it, and you have to walk into it as if you're already there, because your mind always gets there first. And all of these miracles that you're looking to have done, they're not just going to just pop up and appear. You're not just going to appear in that house that you want. You're not going to have the man or woman of your dreams. You're not going to have that 6-7 figures in the bank until you put the work in. What work are you putting in is the question. All right? So, you guys, I'll see you on Wednesday for those that are ready to rock and roll. And if you have any questions, definitely make sure that you connect with me. Right there. The website is there just in case you need a little bit more information. profitsoverlosses.com. profitsoverlosses.com. And there's a phone number right there. When this is over, the number is going to go with it. But I'll make sure that I put this in the chat box so that you guys can get a little bit more information. So, any questions? Then we're out.